Senator Ted Cruz is a pathetic little worm of a man. Yes, I don't say this lightly, by the way. And look, the reason is, well, okay, let's just say there's a lot of reasons. But one of them is the fact that Ted Cruz has flip-flopped on the January 6th rioters. So now that is going to come into play as he, in his own book, hosts his own L, without, I think, even realizing it. So now, that said, on January 7th, this is the day after hundreds of Trump supporters interrupted the electoral vote certification, threatened to hang my pants, hang my pants, and force lawmakers into hiding, including Ted Cruz. Now, they also, oh, by the way, Josh Hawley, if you can remember, he was hauling ass to get out of there while these Trump supporters were taking a crap in the halls and assaulting police officers. So now, right after that, Ted Cruz called them terrorists. In fact, here is a video of that.
We are approaching a solemn anniversary this week, and it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol, where we saw the men and women of law enforcement demonstrate incredible courage, incredible bravery, risk their lives to defend the men and women who serve in this Capitol.
All right, so, hey, look, he actually said something true. Yes, that is a despicable act of terrorism. And look, that's not the only time he'd say that. For a little while, Ted Cruz was like, oh, that's one of the worst things in the world. I can't believe that people would do this, that they would actually attack the Capitol and possibly put my life in danger. That's the thing that Ted Cruz is mostly worried about. A lot of these Republicans were worried about the same thing. But then, he just happened to change his tune. And, later on started referring to these January 6 rioters as peaceful protesters.
On January 6th of 2021, you had tens of thousands of people peacefully protesting, and yet the corporate media and Democrats slander them with the made-up term insurrectionist.
They slandered them as insurrectionists. It's a made-up word. It's a made-up word. I mean, they were totally 100% peaceful. Really? Well, let's get to his book, where he basically admitted that during the Capitol riot, he was hiding in a supply closet.
Beta male.
No, look, okay, to be fair, I don't actually blame anybody from hiding from the mob that was threatening to hang the vice president. So I'm going to take that back, right? The beta. But still, he hides in a closet from people then he later on calls peaceful protesters who were 100% not peaceful. Doesn't sound peaceful at all. Over 850, no, it's got to be more than that at this point, have been charged with crimes related to January 6th. So look, again, he knows they weren't peaceful. He knows they weren't protesters. He knows that they weren't just tourists. No. He was legitimately scared for his life. And again, I'm not going to discount that fear. There were plenty of people who were legitimately afraid. But what matters is what you do afterwards. And afterwards, when the danger was past, when the smoke had cleared, when the security was in the building, when they were all taken out, that's when Ted Cruz says, oh, they were just protesters. Why are you all scared of them? I don't understand. No. Now, by the way, his biggest flip-flop was after Tucker Carlson basically laid into him. And he's scared of Tucker Carlson and mainly scared of Republican voters. And I guess I'm actually not surprised at that. And I'm actually not look, I think there's a lot of reasons to be scared of Republican voters like that. I'm just saying, they're crazy. They're nuts. And nobody knows how nuts Republican voters are than the politicians. But anyway, okay. So, but that gets back to who Ted Cruz is. Ted Cruz is a sniveling, smarmy little coward. And again, I say that in relation to his politics. He will always bend towards power and then bend over for it. because that's what he does. And there's that, and there's the projection. Okay. Remember, when it comes to these people, every accusation is a confession. And he's thrown a lot of accusations at the left. In fact, there's more, though. Cruz said that senators were led to a secure location where tempers were high, with several senators blaming us explicitly for the violence that was occurring. Whoa, gee, why would they be blaming you? Oh, right. It's because many Republicans were out there. Republican politicians were riling up the same crowd that went in and attacked the Capitol building. Huh. Weird. Several members of the group argued that in the face of the riot, we should, this is again from Ted Cruz, we should suspend our objections and vote to certify the election. I understood the sentiment, but I vehemently disagreed with it. I urged my colleagues that this course of action we were advocating was the right and principled one. Bro, you hid in a supply closet. I mean, you admit that you're hiding in a closet, and then you're like, "What? But you know what? We were very brave in that closet, and we were saying that we were the right ones. We were the principled ones, even though there was a crowd out there of people who agreed with us that were trying to murder everybody." Yeah, sure, but you see that though. While also posting his L, he also admits that, yeah, in trying to steal the election for Trump, well, after, Trump's fans at his urging stormed the Capitol building, that was the right thing to do. Oh, yeah, no, voting against certification, that's totally the right thing to do. Because, again, nobody kisses more ass than Ted Cruz and just trying to kiss the ass of the voters. Then goes on talking about projection, saying that the left doesn't believe in the rule of law. They don't believe in our democratic process. Oh, really? Okay, sure.
Give me a break.
Again, this is just another example of, again, Ted Cruz being a huge, gigantic hypocrite, but also how everything he does is simply trying to amass power. That's who he is. And, yeah, he's a gross person.